Alright, boom. So imagine one day you wake up and some random guy decides that he owns the whole country, controls the TV, the internet, and even your haircut. Sounds crazy, right? Well, welcome to North Korea, probably the world's most extra country for no reason. So let's dive right into it. So now the big split of 1945. So World War II ended and the world was like, yo, let's split Korea into two because that's definitely not gonna cause any problems. Spoiler alert, it did. North Korea went to the Soviets and the South to the US. It's like giving two kids a toy and telling them to share. You know that wasn't gonna end well. Okay, so by 1948, North Korea was officially born. And who was the head honcho, you ask? Kim Il sung, the original dictator. This guy was basically the Thanos of North Korea. He wanted power, took power, and didn't snap his fingers because, well, he wanted to keep everyone. Now, a few decades forward, North Korea is basically a family business. Kim Jong Un takes over, then Kim Jong Un. It's like the worst sequel of all time. Imagine if your family was in charge of running a country. My mom can't even decide where she wants to eat, let alone run a nation. Fun fact, do you know that North Korea claims to have invented the hamburger? Yeah, they call it the double bread with meat. Now, if that isn't the most North Korean thing you've heard today, I don't know what is. Now, North Korea's economy is, how can I put this nicely? Similar to the one of Zimbabwe. Check out my other video on that. Now, it's like a group project where one guy does all the work, but in this case, no one actually does the work. Your country spends billions on weapons while the people barely have any food. It's like buying a PS5 and not paying your light bill. Priorities, am I right? Now, speaking of priorities, North Korea has really wild rules. No blue jeans, no foreign movies, and if you try to leave, well, let's just say you won't be coming back ever. Now, North Korea's propaganda is on another level. Some say Kim Jong Un invented the burrito. The burrito, like, come on, guys. Imagine going to Chipotle and seeing a picture of Kim Jong Un on the wall. I would lose it. Now, let's not forget about the nukes. They spend more time testing missiles than I spend studying for exams. Actually, that's not hard to beat, but still. Okay, so picture this. It's 1950s. The Korean War kicks off because North Korea thought it would be a good thing to invade the South. Millions of people die, and in the end, nothing really changes. It's like fighting a sibling over the TV remote just for your mom to come and turn off the TV. Now, fast forward to the Cold War. North Korea was basically backed by both Russia and China, which sounds like having two big brothers, except these brothers are also fighting each other. Fun times, am I right? Then in 1994, Kim Il-sung, the original dictator, kicks the bucket. His son, Kim Jong-un, takes over. And let me tell you something. This guy loves pizza more than I do. And I really love pizza, man. Now, the Kim family is like that one family in your neighborhood that has way too many secrets. After Kim Jong-un came Kim Jong-un, who is basically a real-life movie villain. The man even banned sarcasm. Like, how insecure do you have to be to ban sarcasm? Imagine getting arrested for saying, wow, the weather looks great today, while it's raining cats and dogs. Also, this dude loves missiles more than a toddler loves screaming in public. He keeps launching them like he's trying to beat Elon Musk in the space race. Spoiler alert, he's not winning. Now, living in North Korea is basically like playing life on extra difficult with no extra lives. The government controls everything. Everything. Like, you can't even choose your own haircut. They have approved haircuts. Approved haircuts. And if you think your Wi-Fi is slow, try having no internet at all. The only website you'll get on their government site It's just pictures of Kim Jong-un. Yay, fun. Oh, okay, so get this. In North Korea, if one person in your family breaks the law, your whole family is punished. It's like your brother stealing a cookie and now everyone in the household gets punished for 10 years. Harsh, right? And oh, crying too much at a funeral, illegal. Crying too little at a funeral, also illegal. It's like they want you to cry the perfect amount, or whatever that means. Now you might be asking yourself, like, why should I care? I don't even know what North Korea is on the map. First of all, ouch! Like, go look it up, man. And second, this is a reminder on how important our freedom is. Like, we can't complain when TikTok goes down for like 5 minutes. Meanwhile, people in North Korea can even watch cat videos. So remember, the next time you forget your Netflix password, remember that you can actually watch Netflix. In North Korea, there is no such thing as democracy. Nope. No voting. Nope. No. Hey, let's have a class president. No. Kim Jong-un is the only guy in charge. He's like the boss of all bosses. The president, the king, the emperor, his royal highness, and probably the only one who's allowed to eat good noodles. The thing is, it's a total regime, and people aren't allowed to say anything bad against him. In fact, saying anything bad against him or his family could land you in jail, or worse, the gulag. And that's like not the kind of place you wanna be, trust me. Now, let's go into the fun stuff. Or should I say not fun stuff in North Korea. Did I mention that the government pretty controls everything? Like, they've got fingers in every pie you can think of. Media, all controlled. Wanna watch a YouTube video? Too bad. The government has a super limited list of the approved things you can watch. Kind of like when your parents told you, hey, you can only watch these 2 movies for the next year, and they were both like, history documentaries or like some dumb music CD and stuff like that, or yeah, Anyways, let's not forget about the economy. Like I mentioned earlier, you think that in big 2025 the government might, I don't know, let the people have a little freedom to run these businesses, but nope, everything is government run. That's right, they decide who can sell what, how much, and even how much you're allowed to buy. I'm just trying to go to the store and pick up my limited Dora the Explorer food snacks. And the store owner's looking at me and be like, nah, bro, you get what the government says you'll get. Like, honestly, like, that's a nightmare. But wait, it gets better. Or worse, depending on how much you look at it. Okay, so here's where things get really, really interesting. Now, Juche is North Korea ideology, and it's basically their self-reliance philosophy. It sounds like something you'd hear at a motivational speech at your high school assembly. Be independent, believe in yourself. But here's the kicker. It's not just about being a little self-reliant. Oh no. Juche is all about North Korea thinking it can stand alone on the world stage without needing anybody else. They believe that they can do everything themselves, from making food to developing military tech, apparently even making decisions about their weird hairstyle trends. It's like saying you wanna build a spaceship, but you're stuck with no tools, no help. All you got are Lego pieces and a dream. And get this, they actually believe that they don't need help from other countries. They're like that one kid in the group project who always insists on doing everything by himself, even though they have no idea to what they are doing. But because the government controls everything, it doesn't mean if it's going to end well or not. The ideology is more important than actual results. And speaking of results, have you ever tried to grow crops in North Korea? Yeah, it's not going great, but they still insist on being self reliant, even though the economy is struggling. Now, a little thing I like to call how not to give your citizens freedom. Now, I know that sounds like something from a dystopian novel, but nope, that's how things roll in North Korea. Now, picture this. Imagine living in a place where you can't speak your mind, like no jokes, no Twitter ads from Kanye, no spicy hot takes on Facebooks. Like, that is literally the reality in North Korea. They don't even have free speech. If you're trying to say something bad about the Korean government, you're not just gonna get elected, fam. You're gonna get sent to a re-education camp. And trust me, I don't think they're teaching anyone how to cook or so in there. It's more like, let's just say the curriculum is a little tougher than maths and history. No freedom. No thanks. Now, let's talk about the daily grind in North Korea. It's like if you took the strictest school schedule, threw in a military drill, and a bit of your mom's don't even think about being late for supper vibe. Citizens literally follow a routine set up by the government. So no more hitting snooze on your alarm, my guy. Your day starts at 5 a.m. Yep, no lie. And it's not just about waking up early. Oh no, this routine is everything. It's like being in a super structured game of life where the rules are written by one guy. You gotta show up to work, you gotta go to school, you gotta follow the guidelines to the T. No room for chilling or slacking off, my guy. And I can't imagine how weird it is to have followed your whole life decided by someone else. Like, I can barely decide when I'm gonna have lunch. And now for the fun part. And by fun, I mean propaganda. So much propaganda. Imagine waking up every day and being bombarded by posters, songs, and speeches telling you about how amazing Kim Jong-un and his family are. I mean, no disrespect to the guy, but it's like they're treating him like some sort of god. There's literally music blasting everywhere, telling you how great life is under his rule. And I don't know about you, but I heard Kim Jong-un is the greatest 100 times a day. I might actually start wondering if I accidentally walked into a cult. But for people of North Korea, it's completely normal. You can't even escape it. Even the art, the film, the books, everything been sanctioned to make the government look like the best thing since sliced. So to recap, if you wanna know how not to run a country, look no further to North Korea. No free speech, check. A routine that makes you feel like you're at a never-ending boot camp, check. And an endless supply of propaganda to remind you of your leader's greatness, big check. It's like the world's worst version of a school with one teacher and zero recess. Imagine waking up every day and thinking to yourself, oh no man, today I can't even eat. Yeah, food shortages is kind of the daily norm over there. According to reports, many people suffer from malnutrition. We're talking about the kind of hunger that makes you wish you're at a pizza party with your friends. Instead, they have to do with barely anything like rice and vegetables that are not even the good veggies. It's wild. Like when you get hungry and you're like, ugh, just give me some chips. Well, over there, chips are basically a luxury, if you can find them. And then there's the whole situation with living conditions. I mean, How do I even start with this? Have you ever been stuck in a situation where lights go out in the middle of the movie? You know, kind of like South Africa and load shedding. Anyways, it's bad. Really bad. Right? Now, imagine that being part of your daily life. Daily life. People there don't even have the basic things like Manzi Delu, electricity, or even a proper roof over their heads. If you think your house is falling apart, just think about their houses. But like way worse. It's like living in a DIY house project that never gets finished for years. I'm not even talking about that cool Pinterest DIY. I'm talking about a house where you can't even keep a phone charged because there's no power. I mean, the struggle is real. So now, let's talk about the most disturbing part about North Korea: forced labor. Imagine getting sent to a prison camp just for a tiny mistake. You could get accused of something as ridiculous as listening to a foreign song, and then boom, prison camp. And let's not forget, prison camp isn't this thing that you just see on TV where you get nice food and a gym membership. Nah, man, these camps are brutal. People are worked to the bone, and punishments are harsh. Just for like speaking anything about the outside world, you could get in big trouble. These people, like they're grounded for life. And like the only thing, they want is survival. Now, here's an interesting fact about North Korea. North Korea is actually one of the few places on earth that doesn't have a McDonald's. Imagine living in a country where you can't even get a Big Mac. I mean, you have to be like really hardcore not to have some of that sweet fast food, man. I don't know about you, but I think I would start a rebellion just for some fries, man. Okay, but just a little joke to like lighten the mood. North Korea is so serious about their control, they literally have a department of propaganda and agitation. Sounds like a super fancy title, right? But all it really means is that they tell everyone what to think and believe. I mean, it's a full-time job for some people to make sure the country's entire population stays in the dark about, well, almost everything. No Netflix, no Instagram, no TikTok, nada. Imagine being so controlled that even your thoughts are like, can I get some freedom in here, dude? Alright, so like, how do people survive in such a place where the government is pretty watching you for like 24/7? Well, it's not like they can just go to a normal store and grab a loaf of bread without someone questioning them. Nah, they gotta be creative. First, we've got bartering. Yeah, you've heard that right. Imagine this: no cash, no credit cards, just straight up trading stuff like you're back in the Stone Age. Want some rice? Cool. Trade me a pair of shoes, or that random packet of noodles that you've been hoarding under your bed. You can't even pay your Netflix subscription with cash. No siree. It's all about the exchange of goods. And it's not like bartering is an official thing. It's just the reality that people have to live with. And then there are the secret markets. Oh yeah, man, like people get really sneaky in North Korea. These aren't your regular markets with fresh veggies and fruit. No. Think of it like a black market smuggling operation, but for food, clothing, and anything that isn't allowed in like official stores. I'm talking about underground spots where people are selling stuff on the low. You gotta be low key about it too, because if you get caught, you might find yourself in some real big trouble. But hey, desperate time call for desperate measures, right? But wait, there's more. The people in North Korea are masters of humor and creativity. Jokes about the regime are like their secret weapons. I mean, when life is tough and you're surrounded by surveillance 24/7, what else can you do but just laugh? People find funny ways to make fun of Kim Jong-un and his crew. And trust me, that creativity doesn't just stop at humor. It's in everything. People still find ways to enjoy themselves even if their freedom is pretty much non-existent. Humor is the only thing keeping their sanity, and I can't really blame them. Now, how about some more facts? Okay, so Kim Jong-un has an addiction with cheese. I'm not talking about regular cheese, you plastic cheese. I'm talking about a huge obsession with cheese. Like, he has the best cheese supply in the world, apparently, and he's all about gourmet cheeses. And that's a flex nobody saw coming. I mean, imagine being a world leader and your claim to fame is being a cheese king. I guess it's safe to say that the man knows how to throw a good party. If only he could share the cheese with his people, right? Next, did you know that no one can access the internet freely in North Korea? Yeah, it's not like you can just Google something random and check your favorite memes on Reddit or Instagram. Nope. Just a small portion of the internet is available. And guess what? It's controlled by the government. So basically, you're stuck with an internet version of a walled garden. If you wanna get the good stuff, like YouTube videos that aren't about Kim Jong-un, well, you're out of luck. And here's the kicker. Government surveillance is real, like really real. Everyone is being watched. I'm talking cameras everywhere, people spying on you, and even your own neighbors might be snitching on you if you are out of line. It's like living in a world where your own life is a reality TV that you never agreed to be on. So yeah, freedom is not a thing in North Korea. So basically, to wrap it up, North Korea is an example of what happens when total control gets too far. People are getting creative just to survive, and it's not all bad. You get bartering, secret markets, and even humor to deal with the insane restrictions. But let's not forget, at the end of the day, this is what happens when country's leadership gets a little too power hungry. And that's a situation that none of us actually want to end up in, right? Now, actually, before you go, just a few words. I want you to think about what we have. We have freedom, choices, the ability to choose what cheese you want to eat. Now, take a moment to appreciate what you have. Just maybe think about the kind of leaders you want in charge. Yeah, man, that's it for today's video. Thank you for lending me your ears. This video was supposed to be out last year December, but it's coming out in March. I was being lazy, so yeah, pardon me. I think I might be dropping another one in April, so watch out for that one. Thank you, man. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe with someone. Tell me if I missed out anything, or if I said something that wasn't accurate. Please tell me what you think about it in the comments. Stay curious, guys. My name is Tommy Tales, and peace out. Did I also mention that the soldiers got addicted to